Over on TT, Bria, and a group of other ladies have issued a challenge to wear yo ish. I don't normally participate in challenges just because my time usually doesn't permit, but I'm going to prioritize and make time. The challenge is to wear things that you don't wear often and go ahead and start putting some dents in it. Now, I do wear these, however, I have purpose. So, creme de la creme from Brown Sugar Babe, there's clearly a significant dent, and I've already ordered the backup bottle. However, I'm going for comfort today. I need something that's going to keep me calm and soothe my spirits, and vanilla will do that. But I started with cookie butter by Skin Potion, went in then with creme de la creme, which is vanilla 28 inspo, and then followed it up with Diva Ramsch, which is also a vanilla 28 inspo by Zamaya. So that is going to smell like vanilla and cookie goodness all day and night. And I have a very, very, very long day ahead of me today. Also, with that being said, I want to remind you that if you live in Harris County, Texas, today is your last opportunity to vote in the primary election. Today is Tuesday, March 3rd. It's your last opportunity. I say last because we had early voting, which ended on Friday the 28th. Or whatever that day was, whatever Friday was, the 27th, something like that. And then today is the last opportunity. Polls open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's your responsibility to go out and cast your vote. What is the primary? This is your opportunity to choose who you want to represent you in your party's election in November. So you will be asked when you head to a polls, you have more than 250 locations that you can go to cast your vote in Harris County from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. When you go in, they're going to ask you about your party affiliation. They're supposed to do that because this is a partisan election specifically. It's run by the parties. They're going to ask you which one you choose to vote in. You can vote in whichever one you want, but you need to cast your vote. Make sure you have an appropriate form of ID. So you can take your driver's license, ID, passport, something of that nature. If I were you, and what I did do was use my sample ballot prior to. This will be a long ballot. Harris County always has one of the longest ballots in the country. There's nothing we can do about that. However, prepare your sample ballot prior to going to the polls. You go to harrisvotes.com. You can look that up. Get that all printed out. Make your selections before you walk in. You can copy straight from the paper to the vote machine. You cannot use your phone in the vote center. That is not permitted. They will ask you to not pull your phone out. They probably will say turn it off. You do not have to turn it off, but you cannot pull it out. You cannot take pictures in the vote center. That is not a good thing. Don't cause those issues. Be nice to the vote workers, the vote center workers. They will have a very long day today as well, and they will go through talking to a lot of people. Be patient, be nice, pack your patience when you go. Thank them for their service because they do not have to do this. They do not work for the county. They are people who volunteer because they believe in the voting process, and they want to make sure that other people have access to the voting process. So be kind to them. Many of them started their day at 5 a.m. and will not be done until maybe midnight in some cases. If you go to vote, ideally you don't want to go someplace where there's a long line. You can look at harrisvotes.com and check out the vote center closest to you to see what the wait times are. However, if you go someplace because some people are just diehards and like to go to their chosen vote center, you can vote at any vote center in Harris County. You do not have to go to one. On election day as well, you can go to any vote center in Harris County. That being said, if you go to one and there's a long line, there probably is another one close by that does not have a long line that you can go to and cast your vote. You do not have to wait in a long line. Try to avoid that if possible. However, if you insist upon staying in that line, as long as you are in line by 7 p.m., you will be able to cast your vote. If you show up after 7 p.m., you cannot cast your vote. But if you were in line by 7 p.m., you will be able to cast your vote. Again, print out your sample ballot, make your selections, head to the polls, cast your vote today. The world is a crazy place. Voting is something that you can do that's within your control to help navigate that system and change it and make it the world that you want to see and live in. This is your opportunity to do that today. Alrighty, happy election day.